All right, Jim Ventura here. It's been a little while since I did a video, so I thought it's time for a catch-up. Uh, Today I want to talk about the out-of-body experience and lucid dreaming. Area that's very interesting for a lot of people and also somewhat confusing. So again, my name is Jim Ventura. I am an astrologer and a professional numerology expert and works with all kinds of different oracles and metaphysical teacher. Been doing that for a long time. I have my snake oil column, and you can catch me all over social media. That aside, let's get into the heart of our YouTube video today about the out-of-body experience. What kind of triggered this for me is I'm actually doing some work on TikTok also, and I have a friend on there who had an out-of-body experience. She had one, and it was like she didn't understand it, and it was overwhelming to her. She saw herself leave her body and was kind of moving around, and then she talked about like there was a dark spirit in the room and a bad energy, and it scared her, and she didn't know how to maneuver and handle that. So, I've had some experience with this as well too. So I want to tie hers into it in just a moment here. So the difference between an out-of-body experience and a lucid dream is, in lucid dreams, you're like somewhat conscious that you're dreaming. Many of us have this ability. I mean, some people barely remember their dreams at all. Others are better at it and have great memory of their dreams, or even, again, what we call lucid dreams, where you're semi-conscious that you're dreaming. Just so you know, if you don't remember your dreams, you are dreaming every night and every time you sleep. So, that's just a normal part of life. And it's actually the same thing with the out-of-body. Out-of-body experience is when you experience yourself physically leave your body. Sometimes people will look down and see their body sleeping still. It can be very overwhelming if you don't understand what's going on. Many times when you have flying dreams or feeling like, have you ever had that where you've woken up, like almost like where you've woken up abruptly? Sometimes that's literally like your astral body sort of almost slamming back into your physical body, and it kind of throws you almost in a way, because you're out of balance. I often have dreams where I'm like trying to find my car in a parking garage and I can't find it and I get lost. The deeper meanings there, but I always sort of think that that's like that part of me that sometimes is sort of like debating whether I even want to come back to the body, because I'm in the astral world, and it's a cool place to be. So let me bring this back around. So everyone has out-of-body experiences. Many people just don't simply remember them, just as they have lucid dreams. And with a friend of mine on TikTok who was flipping out, she wasn't in any danger, no matter what horror movies you see and all that nonsense. There's no danger to it. It's as natural as can be. In actuality, when you leave this physical world, you will leave that world in your quote-unquote astral body, and you will go into the astral plane. There's multiple layers to that, so there's no real death anyway. So one of the things that's sort of cool about having an out of body is it reminds you that you do operate separately from the body as well. You don't have to be tied into the body to be alive. So that's really cool. But when you come back in, of course, your brain has to translate the dreams and the images and the things to the best of its ability. So again, with her and her out of body, what I had tried to briefly explain to her was there wasn't really an evil demon or anything in the room. Likely, more likely, it is that you had fear, you got scared because it threw you, and it was weird to be conscious when you were out of your body. You didn't have enough kind of metaphysical knowledge to understand what was occurring, and you created an astral form out of the astral energy that was scary to you. But no, don't get caught up in this idea that there's demons after you when you're out of body and stuff like that. I mean, again, most of it's just stuff you're drawing to you out of fear. So it's good to kind of know that you're safe. If you need to do a meditation prayer or something before you do these things, or work on getting out of body, you can learn how to do that. But it is very cool to learn how to do this. I had my first out of body, and I was working on it after I read a book by Robert A. Monroe called Journeys Out of the Body, and he was very proficient at astral travel, out of body experience, quite consciously. There's a place in Virginia called the Monroe Institute that studies this as well. So it's really interesting. He just became very adept at going out of body and going to other worlds, and remote viewing and all kinds of things that he was able to do. So I remember trying that myself, and when I was about 17, and I pulled it off. I got out of my body and was completely conscious that I was sleeping and out of my body, and I was kind of like getting ready to do sort of somersaults in the air. It was exciting, and then I got scared, and I heard like noises, and I jumped back in my body in fear and had to get up physically and walk around the block, and I was nervous and scared about it. But I didn't have enough knowledge yet. Again, fear had gotten hold of me, and I've had a number of them since. I have lots of lucid dreams all the time where I'm semi-conscious that I'm dreaming and kind of manipulate astral energy that way. So you can learn how to do this. It's something you can study and become better at. It's really cool to be able to do it. Again, at the very least, what it's going to do is make you completely feel safe about knowing that when you're ready to leave this physical world, you're not dying. That's all complete nonsense. Going back into the other world, into the dream state, is multiple layers of experience, that so many layers of consciousness and worlds that are outside of this one. So you're much safer than you know, so you can relax a bit into that. What most of us have been taught is that dreams are like misfirings of the brain and things that you have remembered from the day. And sometimes people get even further into this and they dream about something, like they have a bad dream. They assume that means like this precognitive, like this is what's going to happen to you. Rarely is that the case. More often you're playing in other worlds, experiencing things, and often when you're having a negative or a bad dream or a nightmare, think of it as almost like you're playing it out in the dream state versus actual physical reality, playing out how that would feel and how you would experience that. So there's all kinds of symbolism to dreams, but I wanted to touch upon this out-of-body thing. Again, Robert A. Monroe, famous author from many, many years ago, that wrote a book called Journeys Out of the Body. Highly recommend it. There's lots of different books on this subject about lucid dreaming and learning how to do this. I, of course, work with clients and teach them this as well in classes and even in sessions, the value of exploring the dream state that way. But the thing I would say to take away from this is there's nothing to fear about it. Demons aren't going to jump into your body and other nonsense that you're hearing. You're protected, you're safe, and it's just an ability that one can learn how to do, and it's really cool. I wish I was better at mastering it fully. I've had out of bodies, but I always sort of slip into a lucid dream. It's like hard for me to stay completely conscious in that state, but I've had definitely quite a number of them, and I actually remember like anywhere from 2 to 6 dreams every night in vivid detail. So I've practiced that part too, remembering them, and it's unbelievably helpful and gives you great insight. And so the dream state, out of body, lucid dreaming, remote viewing, all these things, step away from the fear part. Look at them as a natural thing that human beings do and animals do, and you may want to choose to explore that. It could be of real interest and real help even in your physical life to understand that. So, all right, if you like my video, of course, give it a like, subscribe to my videos. If you want information about my services, go to jimventura.com and find out about my column, my books, and my individual one-on-one sessions, as well as classes that I teach here in my home office in Phoenix, as well as by remote, meaning by phone, Zoom, FaceTime, so all that good stuff is available. But like the video if you like it, subscribe, and till next time, cheers, happy start to the summer.